I mean, LeBron is doing this for his legacy. He's doing this because when you write the storybook of LeBron, you get to say 21 years, you get to say all-time leading scorer, you get to say in the GOAT debate, you get to say he played with his son, you get to say he all this other stuff that we put in his little storybook. This one is the icing on the cake that he want to do. I play with my son. Who else did that?
My problem is that it could be a bad story for his son, though. It might be good for his legacy, but a horrible story, big a horror story for his son. Especially if his son ain't good.
Since when did LeBron care
it's
about
gonna be a very
legacy?
bad story for his son. As soon as LeBron passed it to him for the game winning shot and he missed, and he blamed his son and get him traded, it's gonna be really bad for Bron.
You think he'll do that?
Heck yeah. No. He ain't gonna take the blame.
Nah, he won't do that, yo.
You crazy.
Oh, yo,
that's crazy.
He's not gonna trade his own son.
Let his son miss that game. If his son missed that game, who gonna take that blame at the podium?
Bro, that's LeBron. LeBron gonna say, I should have took the shot. That's too much pressure.
You know what? Maybe he does need to play with his son. Maybe he'll start taking accountability then.
Nah, what's gonna happen is he gonna deflect still. He gonna be like, man, my son Bryce is better than a lot of people on this team.
Go ahead. Nobody thinks that LeBron is going to stop playing ball at the end of this year or next year. So if you let him cook at least one more year in college, like he's at least 1 year closer to the mark.
All right, let's go ahead and go to this first topic, man. Bronny James, man. So this is a series of clips I want to play for y'all. One is about 40 seconds long, one is about 2 minutes, and another one's 2 minutes, man. So I'll play them. I think they're very interesting. All of these clips, right? I don't know if y'all heard these, but they was having a conversation around LeBron and Bronny James. And y'all got to go watch this afterwards, but they introduced it by playing clips with this dramatic music with LeBron when he was doing interviews before he got drafted coming out of high school, and the things that he was saying. Like, that's how they introduced it. Like, man, this is a big event that Bronny is getting or possibly getting drafted, right? This is a big event. They introduced it like that, and it was like going from father to son, you know. And they asked Mark Spears, what are the scouts telling you? And what they heard, they wasn't ready for. And it was Shanae Ogumake, and it was Shelbourne, and Mark Spears was giving them the hard truth. Mm-hmm. They was trying to combat it and do all this other verbal judo. Then they invited their own scout to give them different information, and then Kendrick Perkins just lost it, right? So I'm gonna play some of that for you.
Go ahead, bro.
Mark, you were just in Chicago for the Combine. Yeah. What are the scouts saying about Bronny?
Well, they wanted to reserve judgment until they saw him. They did see he was listed as 6'1", and they did see he had a 40.5 vert. But I was like, what would you do right now before he goes and plays? What would you do? And they said, we wouldn't draft him. Both of them said they would not draft him. I said, okay, let me give him a couple days. Let's see what happens after they watch him play. Now, this is their take after watching him play. Scout 1. I still don't think he's ready, but he did some good things. He's on the smaller side, so he's going to have to be elite on defense. You can see he has good vision, makes right passes, takes good shots. He's probably going to need more time. If the Lakers don't draft him, I don't see anyone drafting him. Teams would want him on a two-way, and I don't think Klutch would want that. It gets a little tougher. The other scout I talked to, positional athlete, doesn't function as an elite athlete. Tweener stuck between two positions. Should be a point guard based on his size, but he can't run an offense. He's handicapped as an undersized shooting guard because he can't shoot. 0-4 on threes on one day, 1 for 3 the other day. Needs screens to create space, and his only scoring came on paint touch floaters and can only go left. His strength is supposed to be defensively, but he's a switch matchup. Every bigger player who switched on him scored. He's a poor man's Davion Mitchell. He is not an NBA prospect, in my opinion. Not my words of 2 veteran NBA scouts.
Look, you have to commend his professionalism because when they asked him the questions, he answered almost perfectly. Yeah. I saw him work out, and he was shooting the ball well. He had the 40-inch vertical. So in some fairness, he did himself some credit coming from college where he didn't have the numbers showing up in the Combine. But I do like the comp because Davion Mitchell is what he said.
He said a poor man's Davion.
But still, at least Bronny understands that that is the goal. Davion Mitchell, Drew Holiday, Derek White, that is the goal, and I respect him for that.
But they did say, what is the rush?
I mean, it's his
choice. Davion Mitchell was a lottery pick, okay?
Yeah.
And he's a very good defensive player.
Poor man's Davion Mitchell.
But overall,
when
you're LeBron James' son, much is going to be made about himself, his measurements at the combine. He killed the three-point competition, shooting that star drill, showing his athletic skills in hopes of improving his draft stock. And there's no one better to bring in on this than our draft expert, Jonathan Givony. Jonathan.
So they brought in a draft expert, and he came in. Go ahead.
He works for ESPN. Jonathan Givony. He works for ESPN.
So look, Mark Spears is a NBA writer, and a journalist, and he went and spoke to 2 scouts that was at the combine. That's not affiliated with ESPN. They brought in their own ESPN guy. And he came in and just said it was all roses, and he done excelled up the draft charts, and he might go number 54, and he's going late second round, and they like what they saw and all that stuff, and bro, this is the funny. First of all, what do y'all think about the scouting report from those 2 scouts?
That shit was scathing.
I ain't really mad at it.
I mean, it was scathing, but it was accurate. It's perfect that we lined up like this. Chris said it was scathing. Jay said he ain't mad at it. It was scathing, and I ain't mad at it.
I mean, that was a poor man's Davion Mitchell is wild.
And he kept stressing poor man.
Poor man.
Heavy. Man.
Heavy on the poor man.
Heavy on the poor man.
This is like, I understand that Bronny might not be like as fully developed as a lot of talent we've seen come out of the draft, come out of the combine, stuff like that. But I mean, I think it's more to his game. I think it's just like, you can't, as the combine is such a short window to like really try to gauge somebody's, you got them doing so much in such a little bit of a time. That you can't really get a good gauge of like what they're gonna be, and they just like went full send on him, but like just basically don't draft him. He's a 2-way contract guy, a 10-day contract. He'll be a primary G League guy. And it's just like, damn, let him breathe for a second. And then he was
Go
like,
back to school, man.
He was just weighing heavy on the poor man. The poor man. I was like, golly.
Yeah.
And I think that. As harsh as it sounded, because Chris, you're right. It sounded crazy. It sounded crazy.
It was like kind of legit.
It was kind of legit because I mean, like, I don't know what the rush is. Just like he said, like, what is not a situation where you got to feed your family. I've seen guys rush their decisions to go to any league, football, basketball, doesn't matter, because they're the breadwinners of their family, so they're trying to make a way. This is not the case when it comes to Bronny. Like, we all know his dad's a billionaire. Like, you don't have to do this. And I understand you wanting to do this. For 2 reasons, I don't understand the rush. I don't understand the rush because of that. You are well off. And I'm not saying that's the only reason, but also you just came from a serious heart condition where you didn't even get a chance to show what you could possibly do. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
You're just not ready. Like, you aren't ready. And I don't understand what the rush. You were on a terrible team and you weren't the first, second, or third best player on that terrible team.
Not at all.
Like, you wasn't. So what is the problem with you going to? You can go to any school in the country. You can hone your skills. You can tweak your game, and you can be a lottery pick just off the strength of athleticism and more skill. There has not been a team, and I hate to do this to Bronny, and I didn't even want to talk about this. And Mel, we all us in the group chat done spoke about this. You have not been the best player on any team that you've been on, bro. Like, from high school all the way up, Amari Bailey was the dude at Sierra Canyon. He was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Those other dudes was the dude at USC. You have not been the best player on any team. So for those dudes to say that, they're basing it off of what we've seen, and they look at it. You was 6'4" on paper, but you 6'1". Like, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's gonna be tough for you. These are gonna be the opinions of a lot of people unless they see you somewhere else playing better basketball.
Well, that's not it. right? So after that fake scout came on and said, "Oh nah, man, I don't listen to what Mark said." This is what I think, and we got him looking good, right? This is the response from Shanae.
But where's the best time for him to bake? Is it in the NBA on a roster where people are invested in his development, or is it in a college where he has another coach that he feels comfortable with?
You can only make this decision once, right? And I also asked the scouts, does him going back to college improve his draft stock? One of the scouts said, I do think in 4 years or after 4 years, he's a legitimate NBA player. The other one said, no, I just see him as an old senior.
Hey, look, let me say this. We have to stop. We have to stop. As the media and everybody else shining the light on Bronny, because it's other players that are deserve our attention, right? The lottery guys, the guys that are actually that are going to get drafted in the first round. Like, we're talking about a guy, a young man that's possibly going to go late second round or not getting drafted at all. I've never, in my 4 years of working here, I've never sat on the table where we're talking about a second round pick.
But this is LeBron James' son, and that is a legitimate storyline that one of the greatest of all times has a son trying to play in the NBA at the same time.
And you have to give Bronny credit for actually trying to say the right things and showing up in the right places. And at the end of the day,
and by the way, I like seeing LeBron in the stands as a proud dad. I like that. That's a great example for fatherhood.
He's the number one scorer in NBA.
What does that have to do with his son being at the draft
Scottie
combine?
Pippen's kid was playing on the Lakers.
We didn't shine the light on Scottie Pippen's son like this. We can't move the goalposts and feel like we go do it when it's convenient for us.
When we say Nepo baby, that means that you have the same career, parents to child. And so for those
somebody's a Hollywood producer, their son or daughter gets a job.
But if he has the same dreams and he does get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. But can we talk about this, y'all? This is a guy who's given his life to the game, LeBron James. And if the byproduct is that Bronny gets a little bit of a nod,
maybe there is though.
Maybe that's okay.
Because right now LeBron is still at the peak of his game where he has the leverage to maybe get the Lakers
and guess what? Maybe the team.
Do you want it that way?
I wouldn't. However, if it's got to be done, that's the only way. That's the only way.
Look, I want Bronny to be successhuh.
I think all of us do.
But I'm also being a realist here. Like we're literally spending 10 to 12, huh?
Look, if Stone, my favorite guy, Stone, at the NBA Combine, I bet you will be working.
I get out of his way. I get out of his way. See, here's the thing, right? Again, we're talking about a young man who's projected to go late second round, early first round. Like, I get it, man, but it's like, damn.
But if we're going to fault the media for talking about it, fault the teams that actually might make the decision.
And I do think there's more teams than Lakers that would take
maybe not necessarily for his talents right now. It might
be I want to hear from the team.
The overall benefits of heritage and that.
You don't see how many years, all year, you always see teams draft guys in Europe who are stashing overseas for another year.
Get ready for the second day of the draft on our network to be Bronny James Day.
All right, DC Sim, thanks for the super chat, $5 super chat. His petty father is pushing him another way to make himself look good. Now,
this man said, hold on, late second round,
early first round.
He meant to say whatever comes out the second round. Like I knew what he was saying. He's second round to undrafted, but
third round.
But these women, I don't know if they're on the payroll, but man, they can't believe that.
They got that email that Rick Bucher got.
They cannot believe what they're saying, man. That is unreal, man. What did y'all think about the whole clip? And furthermore, LeBron James, they interviewed Bronny, and he's saying the right things, like saying it's not my dream to play with my dad. That's his dream. He's always said that. I don't know if that's true, because if that was true, he would stay in school. This is him saying that.
No, never. My dream has always just been to put my name out, make a name for myself, and of course get to the NBA. And I never thought about playing with my dad, but he's brought it up a couple times. Everyone's heard this before. I just want to, have people know my name is Bronny James, and not being, identified as just LeBron James' son. I feel like that would be a great angle.
So actually,
so your name is LeBron James. That is your name.
You're LeBron James Jr.
Your nickname is Bronny. That's what.
Yes.
So what's y'all thoughts on that whole clip?
Man. Hey man, honestly, bro, and I'm speaking as a father of 4 sons, and all of them play sports. I just want my kids to be kids at the end of the day, bro. Like on one hand, I get it. If I had the power and I was in the NFL or NBA or whatever, and I had the power to possibly get my son drafted, I don't know, man. It's a hard sell. But at the end of the day, I really would ask my son, in all honesty, hey, man, what do you want to do, bro? Like, hey, do you want to just go to college, be a kid, study for whatever, whatever your heart desires? We got plenty of money. It ain't like we fighting to get out the ghetto. Like, what do you want to do? I just want you to be a kid and be happy with your life. I don't want you to be trying to follow my footsteps. That's what I would say.
It's not about him getting drafted, because if it was about him getting drafted, they would let him cook a little bit longer in the oven before they bring him out.
Cook longer.
Yes.
But what it's about is them playing together. LeBron wants to play with his son.
I mean, can you really blame him, though, bro? If you had the opportunity and Makai was decent, would you let him play on your team?
Well, LeBron don't have the opportunity to play with him because his son not ready to be in the NBA right now. So that's why this conversation is having, because he's forcing it. This is something D Wade didn't do with his son. When D Wade found out his son was you probably ain't ready yet, he did something different. Sharif had his heart problems, and then all of a sudden he wasn't a prospect like we thought we was. Shaq didn't jump in front of everybody and show up at the combines and show up at the pre-draft workouts and all that stuff, showing his face and putting pressure on ESPN and putting pressure on the team that he's with. I want you to draft my son. They didn't do all that. Like Shaq didn't do that. Wade didn't do that. Scottie Pippen didn't do that. Jordan didn't do that.
But I'm saying, if it was you, though, you had the power to make it happen.
Had the power to
if you had the power, if you was a top NBA player, you had the power to possibly get your son drafted to your team so y'all could at some time play together. Would you do it?
Nah, it wouldn't be a priority. My priority would be my son actually being the best player he can be. Right. So that'll be my concentration, my priority. Now, in the back of my head, if I had the desire to play with him, which I don't, right? I never thought that was, I mean, I seen Ken Griffin, his dad do it. That's dope. They did it for like 1 year, but I mean, LeBron is doing this for his legacy. He's doing this because when you write the storybook of LeBron, you get to say 21 years, you get to say all-time leading scorer, you get to say in the GOAT debate, you get to say he played with his son, you get to say he all this other stuff that we put in his little storybook. This one is the icing on the cake that he want to do. I play with my son. Who else did that?
My problem is that it could be a bad story for his son, though. It might be good for his legacy, but a horrible story for his son. Especially if his son ain't good.
Since when did LeBron care
It's
about
gonna be a very bad story
Yeah.
for his son. As soon as LeBron passed it to him for the game-winning shot and he missed, and he blamed his son and get him traded, it's gonna be really bad for Bron.
You think he'll do that?
Heck yeah.
No.
He ain't gonna take the blame.
Nah,
he won't do that, yo.
You crazy.
Oh, yo,
You crazy.
He's not gonna trade his own son.
Let his son miss that game. If his son missed that game, who gonna take that blame at the podium?
Bro, that's
LeBron gonna say,
is
as
the-
a dad, LeBron gonna say, I should have took the shot. That's too much
You know what?
pressure.
You know what? Maybe he does need to play with his son. Maybe he'll start taking accountability then.
Nah,
Well,
what's gonna happen?
here's the
What's
thing, guys.
gonna happen is he gonna deflect. Still, he gonna be like, man, my son Bryce is better than a lot of people on this team.
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Jay.
Nobody
Jay.
thinks that LeBron is going to stop playing ball at the end of this year or next year. So if you let him cook at least one more year in college, like he's at least 1 year closer to the mark. One of the unnamed scouts said he at the end of being a senior, he just think he's gonna be older. Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. And I don't, for the record, I think that there are some aspects of his game that are transferable to the NBA. They just ain't ready to be there yet. Like,
Yeah, they ain't ready yet.
I think he can. He's a good passer. He was more of a combo guard / forward in high school, and I think that's his lane. It's definitely his lane now that he's 6'1". So that means you gonna have to strap. You have to guard. You gonna have to guard.
That man went from being taller than me to being shorter than me in one day.
In one day, like it was.
All it took.
So
This comment right here, Zoe.
What's
This comment?
Some young man is going to miss the opportunity to get his mother out the ghetto. That's crazy.
Ooh, that's true though.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna. He's the messed up part about it is he's going to get drafted by somebody because of all of this fanfare, this hoopla. His team's coming out, and it's probably the Klutch Sports machine telling these teams or making these rumors. Utah Jazz is said to be interested in Bronny. Like they just putting out stuff like this, and at the end of the day, somebody is going to take that chance. One, because it could mean that you get to win the LeBron James sweepstakes, whatever that winning is. But you know what I'm saying? He should go play football. You know what?
He would.
He'd be crazy as
he'd be sick as a cornerback.
Good structure, athleticism, can ball skills. Pause. Listen, bro. All I'm saying is,
and he can go get advice from DeMar Hamlin.
Stop, Chris, man. Don't do that, man. Hey, listen, stop, man. That's dumb. We ain't doing that. But look. Can y'all believe that ESPN was doing that, had that set up like that? Oh, let's get this scout to say totally different what Spears said, and let's get Shelbourne and Sinead to just I don't know what they was doing. Listen, this is a good thing.
You mean the same ESPN that you mean the same ESPN that let Stephen A. Smith do whatever he want to?
Yeah, it was a plan. They knew the problem that told me.
Yeah, of course I believe it.
They knew that he wasn't a good. They know he's not an NBA prospect, so they had all of these things ready to say because they knew the real scouting report was going to tell like it was. Mark Spears said, "Look, this is what these scouts said. These ain't," and he knew. I knew what time it was as soon as he said, "Hey, these their words, not mine." As soon as he said that, you know he was about to tell the truth.
And one thing y'all didn't hear was when Sinead, after the scout finished saying what he said, she said, "I trust your scouting, not all these other opinions." I was like, wow, man.
Hey, you know what though? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The first time my son had a heart problem of that magnitude where he passed out on the court, that would have scared the living out of me. And he wouldn't be playing no basketball, football, any sport. I'd be like, man, you need to be an accountant or something.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying, and LeBron kept, like, hey, it's his choice. At that point, put away being the basketball player, put away being LeBron, be a father.
Straight
up. Like, listen, at this point, man, like you like Zoe said, bro, we're good. You're good. Like, you don't have to worry about nothing. You can do literally whatever you want to do.
Yes.
If I'm about to own that expansion team that's coming out in Vegas. My thought process would be to figure out how to get him in with that business and learning that, or the Klutch Sports agency I own. How about you finish school, do your 4 years, and become an agent, and you can get your bag that way. It don't have to be basketball. If I make $1 billion playing basketball, what is the love affair with my son having to follow my footsteps? He's never. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand that part. Like, it's so much other ways to make money. It don't have to be sports. You're doing this because that was your way to get your family out of the ghetto. Now they're out of the ghetto. Let's build on that. It don't have to keep being basketball.
Right. It don't have to keep being basketball. Absolutely right. That's an excellent point, Mel.
And the last thing I say is the fact that they so comfortable with his heart issues and him getting back on the court lets me know they knew where them heart issues came from, which means he probably was taking something he wasn't supposed to be taking. And it was like, if we stop taking it, will he be fine? You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking.
I never thought about that. And
that's what happened to that growth spurt. They had him at 6'4".
Listen, Mel. That was crazy because I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. I got sons that play sports. If there was anything that happened, there would be nothing at all that would say, all right, let's get back out there if it was that detrimental when it comes to brain or heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, why? Like,
you
done. You gotta keep on, bro. Like you
like, hey, bro, you can do it with somebody else, but not with me. I definitely would be campaigning for you to go.
I can't do it, bro. And so I never thought. So that point that you just made, Mel, really put things into perspective. Like, what was he doing? What made them okay? I'm not going to leave it to a child's hand to say, hey, it's his decision. No, it's no longer your decision because you are putting your life in danger by doing this decision. So if it is his decision, I, as a dad, would say, yeah, it was your decision. Now it's mine. Pick up a clipboard, be a coach.
Listen, you wouldn't let him decide to eat a whole pack of Oreos. So
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna let him decide what to do with his life after a heart attack. Period.
With Mel saying that though, it kind of brings back those allegations that are constantly coming up against LeBron for certain practices, and it's like no way you would let your son do the same thing if you was doing that. You get what I'm saying?
The only way I'm believing allegations about LeBron, Cassie got to tell me.
Yeah,
I'm believing her.
Yeah,
she ain't never lied.
She ain't never let us wrong so far.
Yeah, she what Jay said, they hitting 5 for 5 this year.
Man, you got 100% conviction rate right now.
They hit 5 for 5 this year, boy. Man, listen, we not bashing Bronny. This still a kid at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
We are
who can play the game of basketball at I would say elite level.
Yeah,
he can hoop. I love his jump shot. I love his
it's better than his dad's for sure.
I love all that, man.
Yeah, but listen,
he can ball.
We are not gonna be objective when it comes to anybody, especially LeBron James. So I think he putting his son in a pressure cooker that is just unfair to him as an 18-year-old kid. Like, he don't need to be like, I understand the pressure from other guys. Not for LeBron James Jr. He need to be chilling somewhere.
Is it how is this different from LeVar Ball?
Ooh, I feel like it's
LeBron
different.
And LeVar Ball isn't.
The different level, the status level between the two is very different, right? LeVar, just like this self-made loudmouth, entrepreneur, blah 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 blah. Hey, my 3 kids gonna all be in the league, whatever. And we didn't care about nothing, but we know LeBron. LeBron is an active hooper. A lot of people's GOAT on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore is like we know about him. We've known about your kids for years, and then they finally get to high school, and we've seen Bronny, we've seen Bryce. You know what I'm saying, right? And it's the pressure is like LeBron is trying to push this narrative that Bronny is league ready talent when we see he's not, and LeVar was just trying to get his kids noticed, but they were league ready talent.
Yeah, listen, Lonzo
LeVar. Oh, go ahead, Zoe.
Listen, Lonzo, not so much Jello, but Lonzo was the best point guard in the country. That's the difference. He was the best point guard in.
Darren Fox might have had an argument, but I get your point.
He did have an argument. Absolutely had an argument during that.
He had an argument.
Yeah, Chino Hills was great. He was the best player on that team when he played there. When he went to UCLA, legendary matchups. Like, this dude was 6'4". He was athletic before all of his injuries. People forget how athletic Lonzo.
6'4", 6'1", or 6'4", 6'4".
He is 6'4".
He a true 6'4".
He a real 6'4". He's 6'4", 6'4", and he was athletic and he could play. Now his jump shot didn't look as it looked horrible, to be completely honest. But all of the other facets of his game was better than what LeBron James Jr. has shown. They could play. They were ready. They were more ready than he was. That's the difference.
Even Melo was more ready.
Melo was more ready too.
Here's the thing. LeVar Ball had inside intel off of his DNA and his wife's DNA. He knew that them boys had elite athletic talent, but they needed to get signed right now. They need to get signed right now because they didn't have they were brittle. You know what I'm saying? They were brittle. And I think maybe LeBron knows something about Bronny's health that we don't know, that he's like, look, man, we need to get him in here right now and get this done so he can live out his dream before we pull the plug on, not literally pull the plug on him, but pull the plug on his hoop career.
Nah, he just want to play. He just want to play with his son. If he wanted to telegraph that he wanted to play with his son 10 years ago, he telegraphed it. And we know that that's his motivation. Do y'all think Jello Ball is better than Bronny?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Jello just can't get out his own fucking way.
It's a couple more balls that's better than LeBron too.
Yeah, it is.
So there's only 3 of them. Well, we know the other 2 is.
Right, exactly.
Not just LeVar kids. I think he got some nephews that's probably better than Bronny right now.
What about the daddy? What about LeVar? Is LeVar better than Bronny?
LeVar Ball is Bronny James.
A poor man's Davion Mitchell.
I can't with Jay today, man.
I'm saying,
bro. Poor man's Davion.
Poor man's
Davion.
A what now? A what now?
He is the Aldi's LeBron.
No, he not the next Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers actually got buckets at Duke. No, we're not about to do that. He ain't.
And not to mention Austin Rivers as a Duke fan. Austin Rivers is my least favorite Duke player of all time.
He was arrogant, but he hit that game winner on Carolina. Man, at that moment, I was.
And he'll be a legend forever because of that one shot.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think that it's possible? I think it's possible, but that he's pushing this narrative just to further, add to his GOAT resume because Michael has.
I just said that 10 minutes ago.
But I'm saying because of Mike.
No, but I'm just saying Mike's sons never made it. Mike's son was in Illinois and was trash.
You want to wear the shoes next to Chris?
What shoes?
He's saying you took his.
Yeah, you. I mean, you saying everything I said. You want to walk in the shoes too?
Yeah, go give him the shoes, man. Give him the shoes.
I'm gonna take these Crocs off, man.
Yeah, take the Crocs, man. Hey, give him the Chris.
This is what I'm saying. Is not what you said.
That's exactly what I said, Chris. Go ahead and regurgitate.
No.
Y'all leave Chris alone, man. Chris has a serious injury.
Man,
Move
on.
Chris was in that bull ring day before yesterday. Hey, man.
Not the bull ring. Not the bull.
Hey, now I gotta go
on Oklahoma drills.
I gotta go watch it now.
Hey man, the show, the phone lines are open, man. You can call the show, man. Give me y'all.
How the
thoughts
fuck the Nassas tears ACL?
He didn't.
He did.
Oh, in the game, he's not playing.
Exactly. That's why.
How the fuck did he tear ACL?
So did he really? For real?
I think so.
I'm about to go look, bro.
He had a fever.
Listen, bro. Man, with the fever, Mel, really?
Yeah, with the fever, man. Caller from Texas, Funky Town. What's up?
Funky Town.
What's going on? What's going on?
What up?
I've been waiting for this segment.
Oh, okay.
I've been waiting for this segment.
Come on, Funky Town.
I've been saying this. Hold on. I'm stopping madness. I've been saying this from the beginning. That dude, if his name was Funky James, ain't no way in the world anybody be talking about him. Nobody. Okay? And if you go back to what Kendrick being McDonald's All-American, he took somebody else's spot for that.
He
wasn't supposed to be in there.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I mean, we keep playing. We're what are we actually talking about? We're talking about somebody who might be a middling NBA player at best.
Maybe.
Like that's what we're literally talking. You're literally talking about somebody who, if he makes it to average, he's done. He's overachieved. That's what we're talking about. We're ESPN, all this sports, the media, and all that other stuff is going on, and all you're talking about is if this guy make it to average player, he has exceeded expectations, and that's ridiculous to me. Sports are the thing it's supposed to be whatever the numbers say or whatever it is. 6'1", I'm 6'4", I'm an actual 6'4". So
6'4", 6'1", or 6'4", 6'4"?
No, I'm 6'4", 6'4".
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I was 6 foot 3.5, 3 3/4 inches when I got in the Army. I was 6'4" when I got out. The point I'm making is that dude ain't jumping anymore. I mean, it ain't going nowhere. I mean, you're gonna tell me he's gonna be a good defensive player. Okay, you wasting a draft pick on somebody who's a one-way threat? Maybe. Somebody who's gonna run an offense who can't see over their defender. Really? That's what we're doing.
So they drafting Pat Beverly with a jump shot.
Maybe with a jump shot.
I like his jump shot.
He has a consistent jump shot.
You do got a jump shot.
With a hand in his face, he is. Or when he's doing when he's doing the
got to be wide open.
The gym short Olympic.
He got to be wide open.
A great jump shot on PlayStation. I mean, okay, but I mean, what has he actually done in actual life, real life, like in games? What has he actually done? Has he taken over a game and been like, oh man, he's on fire?
Yeah.
Anything like that?
You no.
We got any record of?
No, we ain't got no record of it. But look, you know what's so bad about this for real, really, is the fact that we just got our first taste of no LeBron in the league this year. Now that they barely went anywhere in the playoffs, right? Got swept in the first round. We thought the NBA was moving on from LeBron, and we about to start seeing these Anthony Edwards and all these stars. Okay, let's market these guys. And he figured out a way to get his voice and his name right back in the mix of it. Because next year, if he's on the same team with Bronny and he's on the Lakers,
you dominate headlines.
It's gonna be the headlines once again.
Dominate headlines again.
Yeah. Look what he did last year when he got beat. I'm contemplating retiring. So it couldn't just be Denver and what they did or what they're doing. He had to be the story, right? It's what he does. He just LeBron doing LeBron thing. And again, I don't have anything against the kid. What I'm saying is, I do have a problem with nepotism. I do actually have a problem with nepotism. If you can't make it on your own, you don't need to be there. Like how many of us coming up in sports had I'm talking from the beginning. You didn't get to play quarterback because the coach's son got to play quarterback.
Oh, my son definitely.
How many of us had to deal with stuff like as a small example? How many of us had to deal with stuff like that? I know I did.
Yeah.
When you up there going in there. No, what I'm saying is like I was military brat, so you move around.
No, you're talking about daddy ball. You're talking about daddy ball.
Yeah,
the dad is the coach.
Same reason there's the coaching.
Name a team your son played for who had a coach that son was on the team where his son wasn't either the quarterback or the running back that got the ball all the time. He was going to be one of them. The coach's son is always the quarterback for some reason.
You absolutely.
Call it daddy ball.
I'm going to tell you, and you was over there with me, Mel, when I was coaching the Island Cowboys when we was overseas in Guam.
Yeah.
Hey, my son is how big? His son was like 4'4". His son was like 4'4", and he wanted to play quarterback, and he weighed like 100 pounds.
Daddy ball.
Right.
Daddy ball,
man.
man.
What are you doing?
Well, I mean, that's what this is, though, and we should be adults enough, and we should be honest enough to call this is some straight up like that one scout who basically said this dude it should be maybe in 4 years he might be able to go overseas. Now that truthfully that's actually the answer. That's really the actual answer.
Hey, Funky Town, let me ask you a quick question though. If you was a top tier player, do you have any sons?
I have 2 of them.
Okay, so if you was a top tier player on any basketball team, because we know nepotism does happen in American society and it has been a thing for hundreds of years. Look at the Kennedys. So if you had the opportunity to get your son on an NBA team, you was a star player on the NBA team, maybe your son needed a little bit more development, what would you do?
Okay, true story. My second son is an outstanding basketball player. Lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. Remember the AAU thing I was telling you about?
Mm-hmm.
My son is a baller. My son plays with ballers, has played with ballers. And I had to tell my son, hey, you're still not good enough.
Wow. Okay.
Just because, no, look, I'm not going to sit up here and lie and tell my son, well, why didn't you tell me 5 years ago when I was chasing my dream? Right? Because the bottom line is, the truth of the matter is, there was times where I wasn't in their life, right? Because I was military, I was stationed someplace else, things like that. And the things that my kid did at an earlier age, being shaken down on defense and everything like that, he got a little lazy when it came to that himself. Like it was, he got into that AAU ball. For instance, my ex-wife put them into he put him in an AAU team where he was going to get more playing time. Yes. But that team that they put him on, it was the coach was the mother of this fat, chubby kid who basically, like the kid who was never going to get picked.
Oh,
yeah. You gonna leave him on the bench?
Yes. And hey, this fat joker he busted a chair. He was so big and was too lazy to pick it up after he sat on it and crushed it. What I'm saying is, no, me personally, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I just know one way of doing it. Yeah. If you can't, because I don't want my kid, like you said, if my child had a heart condition, that's a wrap. Call Dr. Dre. It's over.
You ain't lying. Yeah, you ain't lying.
I'm not playing any more games because you can't tell. He was coming right out of high school.
Yep.
And he's having this condition. People don't forget my man who played out there, Gathers.
Hank Gathers.
I was Hank out. I was in the military. I remember when that game happened because I was on the West Coast. I remember when that happened. He played at USC. He left USC. Him and Bo Kimball.
Bo Kimball.
Bo Kimball. They go over there to Pepperdine and started shaking stuff up. And they were. I mean, he was going to be a lottery pick. It was no question.
For sure.
Question about they were real hoopers though.
When he passed out, that wasn't the first time it happened.
Correct.
It had happened before.
Yeah.
And then it went back. He felt, but again, he's trying to get his right. He's trying. I mean, I understand why he made that. He had a small child. I understand some of that part. But if my kid's got a heart attack at 18, that's like he said, accounting anybody.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Get it down.
100%.
Hey, you're the son of a billionaire. You need to be learning how to keep that generational wealth going instead of worrying about a basketball.
Yeah, I agree.
If we're gonna be straight up about it.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Funky Town, we go clear the phone lines. Let somebody else get in here, man. I appreciate the call.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
Funky Town.
Your brother. Real quick, this Ryan Walters, appreciate the $20 doggone super chat. Pat Beverly, because somebody compared, I think it was you, Mel, compared him to Pat Beverly coming out of the league. Pat Beverly averaged 37 points in his high school senior year.
He sure did. He was a scorer.
Real hooper.
He was a daggone scorer. Bruce from the Format Podcast, man. Check out the Format Podcast on YouTube, man. Y'all go over there, man. He does good work. Hey, make sure you cut YouTube off in the background.
Bruce.
The Format. What up, Format?
Bruce, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
What's good, fellas? What's good? Great show as always. Just wanted to call up, give you all a quick shout, and just say, man, Mel, you actually said it earlier when you were talking about this topic, and it's something I've been saying for the longest. This whole thing has nothing to do with Bronny whatsoever. Like nothing. It's all about LeBron, the most selfish, egotistical, narcissistic, attention-seeking player we've ever seen in NBA history. That's all it is. This is all about him. This has nothing to do with Bronny whatsoever. So when people talk about Bronny, it's not just like y'all were saying, nobody's attacking Bronny or none of that, right? It's just he's not a guy that's ready yet. But at the end of the day, this is all about LeBron. That's all I got to say.
You're 100% right.
Hey, B, can I ask you a quick question, though? Can Bronny just tell his daddy, hey, I don't want to play basketball no more?
No, I don't think he can. LeBron's shadow is too large. I don't think he can. Because LeBron has been laying the groundwork for this for how many years now. And quick note, the other part of this is, and I didn't want to take it here, but real quick, this whole GOAT debate thing, this is again how you know it's faulty. Because LeBron's fans and his media people and himself are going to try to yet again incorporate something that has nothing to do with what goes on in between the lines into the GOAT debate. Oh, he started at school. He played 23 years. He played with his son. Jordan never did that. Well, what the hell does that have to do in playing with his son with how good he is or is not? Right. It's just the typical move that LeBron is continuing to make to try to add in things that Jordan never did that have absolutely nothing to do with how good he is as a basketball player. It's the same thing over and over. That's all.
Hey, Bruce, man, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it, man. Bruce from the Format Podcast, y'all. Thank you.
Great show. Appreciate it.
Shout out. Hey, you know, it's something that y'all never said this whole time, man, and I was trying not to say it.
Go ahead.
Let's say Bronny gets drafted, or he gets picked up as an undrafted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell he gonna break into a lineup?
Garbage minutes.
Well, he got to be on LeBron's team with the coach being JJ Redick, and it'll happen. Caller from Turks and Caicos Islands. Man, this better not be popping up on my phone bill. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. This is Mac, man.
What's up, man? What's your thoughts on the topic?
Man, my only thing is, as y'all say, LeBron was Laker coach, right? And Bronny wasn't his son. Will he draft Bronny?
That's a good question.
Hey.
Damn. Damn.
Hey.
A heck of a question, dog.
That boy cooked.
That
boy cooked.
You cooked with
Yeah,
that.
that was a good one. Bars.
What's the answer, though?
That's no. Hell no.
I just wanted to say a coach.
Hey, before you get out the line, I got a question for you, and I got a question. It's for you and everybody on the panel, man. Anybody that can answer, right? If he wants to play with his son, his first son, Bronny, and that was his dream, what happens when it's time for Bryce to get drafted? Is he trying to stay to play for him? Like, how's that fair? I want to play with Bronny, but I don't want to play with Bryce. Like, is he gonna stick around for Bryce too?
Listen, Bryce ain't gonna need him to stick around.
It is to Bryce.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he will say, well, Bronny will play with Bryce, so it should be okay. But in the end of the day, man, listen, right? I mean, as a father, my dream is my dream, and my kids got to follow their own dream.
Correct.
You know, I can't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, everything you do, right, is to make sure that your kid is better in life, no matter which way they go and whatever, right? And I mean, the child just had a whole heart attack on the court. Come on, man. I mean, I got two kids, two little girls, and I ain't rich. And trust me, anything like that happen, I'm taking care of my kids until I go.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks. Go ahead. Last words.
And
Go
the
ahead.
last name, and the last name is La Tortue.
Oh, La Tortue.
My last name.
Hey, the new
I said it
member.
right.
The new member.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I said it right.
Say it again.
La Tortue.
La Tortue.
Hey,
La Tortue.
La Tortue.
Okay.
I said it right.
I try not to butcher it in the future, man. Thanks for the call, though. I appreciate it.
And welcome aboard, man.
No problem, man. Take it easy, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right.
Early.
Hey, shout out my brother Bones, who said, man, my kids need to go get this free money. Fuck them dreams.
Yeah. So, but
I like it.
Mel, to answer your question real quick, I honestly think that this does Bryce good, because if LeBron jacks up one son's path, it'll leave the other ones unblemished. He's not gonna touch Bryce.
Listen,
and Bryce is cold.
Listen, Bryce might not need nobody else's help to do anything because he is 6'8", 6'8".
Appreciate Ryan Walters. Appreciate the super chat.
Hey,
LeBron
also
get crossed over by Bryce. Wow.
Hey, also, everybody, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing right now. Hit that like button.
Oh, for
Hit
sure.
the like button.
Please.
Last call on this topic. Bird, man, I was waiting for you to call in, man. After that comment you left. You thought I didn't see that.
Bird, I saw what you said in the chat.
Listen, fellas, I love the show, but what I love more than the show is you guys, man. So, I love the kid around and all that. So, I appreciate you guys doing it every week, right? But a different look at the topic, right? In football, Snoop Dogg's son broke his heart twice, right, in one season. First, he signed with UCLA, right? That broke Snoop's heart because he wanted him to go to USC. Mm-hmm. But secondly, he quit football altogether, and he was good.
He was
right.
He was, yeah.
He was good. What if Bronny's, and this is not me, this is no pun intended. What if Bronny's heart really isn't in basketball like LeBron thinks it may be? The kid, how much pressure. We know how much pressure that is on that kid, man, to go out there and be LeBron James Jr. every single day.
Hey, you know what I mean? You know what? I asked a question earlier though. Could Bronny just tell his daddy, "Hey, I don't want to do it"?
That's what made me think about it. You asking that you posing that made me think about that, right? Like,
do y'all think Bronny wanted to stay in school though? Could Bronny tell him I want to stay in school, or do you think that's LeBron telling him to come out?
Hey, who want to stay in school when you know you ain't gonna graduate?
I think
I'm saying for real. Like he know he ain't gonna stay 4 years. He know that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I think he still wanted to stay. Not the whole 4.
Hey, what up, Birdman?
Not the whole 4, but he still remember he still had the portal open.
What'd you say?
Not the whole 4. But listen, check this out though. I don't know if you guys. I told Melvin about it earlier. I watched the whole Sierra Canyon documentary, all 4 years of Bronny's career. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's most comfortable in school around people his age. He was so comfortable being in school. He's like, he doesn't want to. He didn't want to stand out and be the kid saying, "I'm LeBron's son." He kept his hoodie on all 4 years. He stayed in the background and played the ball when he played ball, right? So I'm thinking in USC, he's that same guy, but on a larger scale. Like it's USC, of course. But he's like, I'm in school with people my age, I'm having fun. Because when you get to the league, that's grown men.
Hey, Bird.
Yeah.
Bird.
You know what I mean?
You know I know about loving school and don't want to leave. You know, you went to school with me. If anybody feel him,
you feel him, huh, Jay?
And I'm on year 23 of my undergrad.
All right, before I go, fellas, I do have to take a jab. Somebody, I think his name is Steve Dwayne, said 5 grown men hating on a man looking out for a son because they didn't have their father in their life. I can't speak on everybody else.
Well, first of all, I'm like the Young and the Restless or General Hospital. I'm my own father. You know what I mean? I birthed myself, man. So I had my father.
And for people who don't know, my father actually I was an elite wrestler. And my father instilled that in me by wearing wrestling shoes around town regularly. So
that's not a lie.
Hey man, I'm just keeping it 100. I had both my parents in my life, my whole life. So
yeah, good comment, but you missed Mr. Mark.
And you missed the mark, man.
I'm like, whoever made that comment, I am your father.
All right, man. Yeah. And I was almost his father, but I had caught a flat tire that day.
You made that comment. I am your father.
Before I did.
Come for the game. You better not miss.
Hey, shout out to Aaron Daniels. We appreciate you for becoming a new YouTube member. We got 2 tonight. That's what's up. I love it.
Hey, shout out. Hey man, listen. I'm looking at the clock. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just want y'all to know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's on y'all doing news reads for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
What you mean looking at the clock?
Well,
we can move.
Diddy's was one of the news reads. I kind of figured that was going. I don't even know. Let's just go on. Hey, let's just keep going.
This dude on Facebook every single time we go live, and we tell him, and he said, "What do you mean, YouTube member?"
And then he talking about some "Am I one?" You ain't never on YouTube, Bones.
Boney.
Yeah, Bones, you on Facebook.
Hey, Bones, man, inbox me. I'll show you how to be a member, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Boney, that's my brother. Cardi, you are one of the moderators.
You are a moderator. That's what that wrench is. Kick that dude that's talking about my daddy. Kick him out of the daggone. Y'all can say, hey, look, time him out, man.
Yeah, get him out.
I ain't see the comment. Time him out.
Hey, just for that, next week I'm bringing John Coltrane on the show.
Hey, can somebody explain? Can somebody explain the wrenches? Because I think some of the people who getting wrenches, they not getting. I just assumed they knew what that was about.
The wrench mean you can fix stuff. As in bad comments.
Hey, look at my dog Bones. He instantly went to what Bones. You know what? Now I'm gonna call you after this, and I'm gonna ask what took you so long. Now he on YouTube. And
oh, Gardena said, "Do we need a moderator on the show with us?"
You know what?
Sure. Hey, come and test it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we'll take this last caller, but you only got 30 seconds. Caller from Texas, go ahead.
Yo, what's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's your thoughts? You got 30 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just think I feel sad for the kids. LeBron doing this shit to promote himself, and he's showing up and all. He just wants to be around all the time. But like you said, this kid is the best player on any team he played on. Who do you think he can make the pro? It makes no sense whatsoever. And he is going to destroy that kid. The kid's probably going to grow up hating him for this. Because you putting him on the spot for no reason. My daughter plays middle school basketball, great point guard. Still don't have enough handles. I tell her all the time. You want to go play high school ball, you got to improve your handles. You got to tell them the truth.
Yeah.
If she wants to be a doctor, you might be a great doctor. You might not make, that's good. I'm not trying to tear her confidence down. I'm just giving a fact.
Yeah.
This is going to destroy this kid. It's going to destroy it.
Yeah.
Because it's very sad.
Because
I love y'all show, man. I watch y'all all the time. I figured I'd become a member so I can get in here and make a call. But you brothers, keep it up, man. You guys.
Already. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
Love, man. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. If LeBron think that people ain't gonna be putting a target on Bronny back, because don't nobody want just like Caitlin Clark, and we'll get to her in a couple of segments, but just like Caitlin Clark, nobody is about to let you come build their star on my back, because I got to try to make a living too, and I got to earn my next contract as well. You're not about to come and drop 40 on me just because, whatever your personal vendetta or your personal thing that you want to do or what LeBron want to do, right? And Caitlin Clark is saying that, and LeBron's son is going to see it as well. He's going to get out there, and it's going to be people at practice on the teams gunning for him, and there's going to be people, if he ever get on that court, that's going to try to prove and show to him that he's not ready. We grown men out here. You're not ready for this, man. But
put his ass on the court. Pause.
Yeah, they go try to. All right, look like